Hey everyone, my name is Vince Palko with GPRS, and today we're doing a ride-along with Trey, Merrell. Where are we at, Trey?
We're at the Detroit Zoo right now.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we're just doing like a really simple utility locate here for the zoo. They're just doing some landscaping. They have some old trees that have big root balls and they want to cut them out, grind down the stumps, and plant new trees. They didn't think there was much in here, and we found a few utilities.
That we did. So anything surprise you?
Yeah, well, the zoo's always interesting. A lot of facilities like this that have, public-facing areas and then private-facing areas, they try to disguise their utilities from the guests.
Yep.
And the zoo is the classic example of that. So they've got this beautiful stockade fence behind us that prevented us from initially seeing there's a transformer, gas main, water coming in, private communications, just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So initially we found, on the other side of the road, we found an irrigation box that they've used as a pull box for their privately owned comm. So we opened that up, found that it was actually a comm box, traced that back to the building. It's in the same trench as this low voltage outlet that they use for their Christmas lights. We found the main irrigation. It runs off the building, runs down the entire scan area. We found a couple of unknown targets, one with radar that we don't have a depth for, and then the other one we found it with passive power, 60 hertz. So we don't know what either of those two are, but there are clearly two distinct targets in here that run from the enclosure back out to the public space. So the water line feeds the hydrant here. We were able to get a tone off the hydrant in one direction, but not in the other. We have reason to believe, based on our site walk, that the water does connect to the building. There's a Detroit Fire Department connection point on the corner of the building. So we've let the client know, we've marked it on the ground, that we cannot trace it further, but we suspect that that water line does in fact continue. And then the real surprise was the gas line. Doesn't look like a place you'd have a gas line. We went around the fence, we found a meter, some nice tracer wire, zipped it right to the scan area, and it basically runs the length of their scan area and underneath this giant tree with a big root ball. So it's good that they didn't try to grind that stump with the gas line basically right there.
You think you could take us behind the scenes and behind that fence and
You
show
want to
us?
see behind the scenes, Vince? Come
Yeah.
on. We have a gas meter kind of hiding back in the bushes along with the transformer. They have a chiller back here. The irrigation, we actually traced it from a box that's kind of back in the brush. That's kind of one of the things we really focus on, is not looking at just our scan area, but looking at our surroundings and what might be unanticipated. The zoo's interesting because we don't have as-built for this place. So I can't look at a print and say, oh, I need to go here and attach to that. I have to find it. It's a scavenger hunt.
So you've been here before working at the zoo.
We've done a lot of work for the Detroit Zoo. They're a really good long-term client of ours.
Do you have any data you can show
Yeah.
the audience?
This is just part of what we've done at the zoo, and this is the stuff that we've done in the past year only. And we've been consistently in here for about 4.5 years.
Wow.
So you can kind of
That's
see.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we're gradually piecing the puzzle together. On a site like this where we return often, eventually we believe that we'll have essentially the entire as-built for the zoo designed for them. So
Very cool. And you've been with GPRS for how long?
4.5 years, right when we started here.
And every project, every new job you tackle is different, right?
Oh, consistently.
Yeah.
It's putting together a puzzle,
Yeah. And what did you do before this?
I was a banker. I was a branch manager at Chase Bank.
A banker. But you wanted to come outside, be in the nice, beautiful
This
sun.
is way better. Yeah, keep me out of the office, man.
That's great. Did you see any tigers when you were here?
No tigers in this trip. They've chased my truck though before.
They have?
Yeah.
Very cool.
We drive down the drive behind them, and they're really playful, and they actually run alongside the work truck.
So hope you enjoyed this little ride along, Trey. Thanks so much for letting
Thanks,
us
Vince.
hang out.
Yeah, good
Appreciate
times.
it. Yeah. And we'll see you next time on the next ride along.